what up, y'all? It's your boy J-Mo.
My name is David McFadden, aka DJ Dowdy.
This your boy Vaughn.
This is Carl.
It's your boy Tomo, man, aka Next Level Tomo, aka your favorite Cowboys fan, aka I don't even know why I still root for the Wizards, but I'm a Wizards fan.
This is the #1 Wizards fan, Devin, and you're now watching
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to lose sports.
Refuse to Lose Sports.
Refuse to lose with my man Joe.
We refuse to lose.
Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. We got a great show ahead of us. We got my man Tomo and his Dallas Cowboys. What's good, Tomo?
Let's go, baby. We back. Just like that, we back.
Let's get it. And I know Dave, your 49ers kicking off tonight in Mexico City. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing all right. Ready for tonight's game, but also ready to talk about these topics because we got something hot going on today.
Let's get it. All right, y'all. So look, before we get started with the show, we got a lot of topics to cover. Like David said, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this video with somebody that y'all know personally so they can come on and watch live with us. Also use that comment section as somebody already is going on the Vikings. All right, use that comment section so we can see all the comments y'all be putting down throughout the show. And last but not least, enjoy the rest of the show. All right, so we're going to kick it off and talk about last night's game, the Chargers. The Chargers beat the Chiefs in a thriller, right? 30-17. It was entertaining. It was must-see TV. Two talented quarterbacks going head-to-head, Justin Herbert and Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes ended up winning at the end of the day. Nothing new, right? So why be surprised? So we're going to kick this off with you, David, all right? We're just going to get our reaction to the game. So let's talk about your reaction to that game last night.
First, Mahomes, just soon as they got the ball, a minute and a half left, I said, yeah, this game over. Mahomes about to go drive the ball down, and some way, somehow, they're gonna get a touchdown to win this game. I didn't know he was gonna throw it to Kelsey. I just knew somehow, some way, Mahomes is gonna pull some magic out his hat and win the game. So I'm actually upset that he threw it to Kelsey because that's kind of the reason why I'm losing the fantasy right now. Kelsey went off, even though I got Mahomes as my quarterback, which I still don't understand, but it's fine. But it's nothing you can really say about Mahomes. He's clearly the best quarterback in the league. Now, Herbert, this is his second week in a row that he's thrown an interception late in the fourth quarter in a game where they could have won the game. So I'm not saying he's not a good quarterback, but he shouldn't be in anybody's top 5 or maybe top 10, but he shouldn't be anybody's top 5 right now at all, because he's not better than Lamar Jackson. Nope. I'm not putting him over Josh Allen, not putting him over Mahomes. Nope. I'm not putting him over Brady right now. I'm sorry. And I'm not even going to put him over Dak. At least Dak has a playoff win. So
okay. Show some respect, all right.
I'm just saying I don't think Dak is top 10, but I don't think Dak is top 5. I'm sorry. I don't think Dak is top 5, but still, I think he's better than Justin Herbert right now. Justin Herbert has the arm talent and everything, but the weapons that he has, it's not like he didn't have Keenan Allen last night. He was there. Mm-hmm. Joshua Palmer was there. He still had Austin Eckler. His running back was there. Mike Williams, I think he got hurt in the game, but he was there. He still had his weapons, but he still couldn't pull out the game. So that's just my reaction. I think it's clear that the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC right now, too.
Okay. Tomo?
Flat out, the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. They find ways to win games. Like, they just find ways to win games. Name another quarterback that's playing with – I wrote down, I said, Mahomes is flat out the best quarterback because we talked about that. But I had to go to overall team after that win yesterday. Because this is not the first game where we've seen Mahomes had to come back and make something happen with, I don't want to say no-name receivers, but from the talent that he had when he went to the Super Bowl compared to now, outside of Kelsey, who is he really throwing the ball to?
Facts.
That right there, he's really playing pickup football with pros.
And winning.
Yes. And in the beginning of the game, you kind of thought that the Chiefs were going to lose that game because you're like, you see how the pass rush was getting to him? Like, he was getting frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
And then next thing you know, he said, I got Kelsey. What I'm worried about. Find him, and we're going to make things happen. Kelsey literally saved the day. I don't know, man. They call him Jay Herbo in the group. I like that name because he makes good music, but he's not mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Because that's exactly what Justin Herbert is. He makes good plays, but he's not mainstream. Like the people like him, but he just can't get over that hump. And I really feel like this season alone for I'm gonna just keep calling him Jay Herbo. For Jay Herbo is it's a building season because he had to deal with all the injuries. Like his whole team was riddled with injuries on offense. And when his weapons finally did come back, they looked like the Chargers that we know and love. And then Mike Williams got hurt again, and then he went back to like sinking in his seat.
Okay, so all right. A lot y'all said there. So me personally, yeah, Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. Anybody that put him with Josh Allen, disrespectful. All right. Anybody put him with Justin Herbert, disrespectful. Best team. I know we like to be prisoner in the moment. Like, because me personally, when the Chargers scored that last touchdown and Mahomes got the ball, I just knew that they were gonna win. And like I was still like, all right, he's gonna go on the field and score. All right, it all depends on how much time on the clock left. Justin Herbert, but we can't forget that against the Buffalo Bills, he had the ball to do the same thing. He threw an interception. All right, so Patrick Mahomes had his low moment this season. So I want to say they're the best team because Mahomes has to make magic a lot for them to win. All right, when you got teams, you got If I will say, like, if I had to make a Super Bowl pick, I'm picking the Chiefs, all right? But they are only part of the best team because of Mahomes, so I guess you can say the best team. Now, what I love about this is this. This dude had, first, no Tyreek Hill, we know that, right?
Yep.
And then Juju gets hurt. All right, cool, boom. Am I mistaken? Did Tony get hurt during the game?
Yes, he did, man. He's on my fantasy team. He got me no points.
Okay, so he get hurt during the game, right? So you got no Juju. Right, no Kadarius Toney, no McCole Hardman. So what he does, he throws to Sky Moore, he throws to Justin Watson. I mean, he threw the ball to 7 different receivers last night, and he still was 329 yards, 3 TDs, no picks. All right, in a primetime game against the division foe, who, you know, got some good defensive players on the other side. I know that they hurt, but they still got Derwin James, stuff like that. So, I mean, the dude he makes magic, man. He makes things out of nothing. He got that Michael Jordan effect. I mean, I know we grew up on Kobe. I know you probably not be a Kobe fan now, but when I used to watch Kobe, I'm like, dang, the game's too close. Like,
yeah,
Kobe gonna pull it off, man, right? And that's how the feeling I get with Patrick Mahomes. Kind of like the feeling you got with the KD Warriors. KD is that Warrior. Like, you just know they're gonna win again at the end of the day. All right. So right now he's clearly the MVP. I think second on my list would be Tua, to be honest with you, and then Jalen Hurts. But Mahomes created a gap, all right, because Tua didn't play yesterday, out of sight, out of mind. So I would say great game, but then with the Chargers, Justin Herbert, 20-21 his career, right? He got a losing record his whole career. I know he got the arm talent, but it's too many games this season that he had the ball last and he couldn't find a way to win that game, all right? So I would say, I'm not going to put Dak above him because I agree with this comment right here. Right, Herbert teams relies on Herbert to win the game, but the Dallas relies on Dak not to lose the game. All right, so it's a difference. All right, so I'm not being a Cowboy hater, but
he
Justin
is.
Herbert, all right, Justin Herbert. Dak dealing with the same issue, but it's also his coach is not as great as Andy Reid. So I'm going to get Justin Herbert kind of the benefit of the doubt. He's not bad, and he still is top 10, but I agree that he's not top 5 though.
Also, Mahomes was 25-0 in November, December.
Against division,
25 straight wins in November, December. And then 14-0 against division opponents on the road in his career. That's just
crazy.
That's ridiculous.
Against your division rival on the road?
That's like, hey, if you're the Broncos and you waiting and you think you're gonna go to the playoffs and they come into your house in the last game, just count that as a loss. The Chiefs are not losing that game.
Man, Bronco Nations, let's ride.
All right. I bet he wished they played in London last week. All right, y'all. So let's go to our next game. Our next game, we're gonna talk about the Falcons, man. The Falcons beat out your Justin Field Bears, Tomo.
I know,
Justin Field ended up getting hurt that game. He's on a daily basis, but hey, the Falcons pulled it off. Right now they are 4-6, I believe. 4-6.
Yep.
They are right on the Buccaneers' heels for that division. So, can they win this division? That's what we want to talk about. Can the Falcons win the NFC South? And we're gonna kick it off with you, Tomo.
I'm gonna say no. I had to think about this, man. It took me a while. I was on the fence. I was like, they probably could, but then I forgot. Brady got a divorce. This is their division now.
Yeah.
They found it. They found a running game. I think he found something in his tight end. So that right there is going to create a little bit of the gap in between them and the Falcons. And also the Falcons are still trying to fight off the Saints, who we're going to talk about later on in the show. But they're still trying to fight with the Saints to even get in the division. And right now, Atlanta has their next opponent is Washington. They got to win that. But the Bucs' next game is Cleveland. I see the Bucs taking that. And then New Orleans got the 49ers. So if you keep going from there, I think this Sunday will really prove if they can actually have a chance.
Yeah.
But if they don't beat Washington, they're done.
Yeah,
and Kyle
man.
Pitts just got hurt too. So
I was about to bring it up.
So go ahead.
Yes, sir. So the Buccaneers, man, 5-5, Falcons 5-6. But like you said, the Saints 4-7. Like, and believe it or not, the Panthers still got a mathematical chance to win this division. All right.
Like the NFC East.
I know. All right. So I'm looking at, the Falcons, though, the good thing about the Falcons is this. They play a lot of tough games that went down to the wire and they just lost at the end of the game. Right. I look at they lost to the Saints 27-26, lost to the Rams 31-27, lost to the Bucs 21-15. The Chargers. Huh?
Said a game they should have won.
Yeah, they should have won against the Saints too that first game. They was up 22-0, I think. Then the Chargers 2017. So like they've been in their games, they just couldn't finish a lot of them. So and they schedule, they play us, but and that's what I call Pitts. They play us at home too. We on a winning streak, and we are last in our division. So we're actually more hungry than they are. So I got us win that game. But they do play Pittsburgh. That's a winnable game. But not with TJ Watt being back. All right, that's gonna be
Minka.
Yeah, he's back too. All right, so that's gonna be a problem. The Saints. But the good thing about them, they got 3 more division games. Just that they got to play the Ravens right in between that. So I'm going to say no. And the main reason, after everything I just said, that's not even the main reason. I agree with you, Tomo. I was going to say the same thing. Tom Brady is focused now. Tom Brady's special power is his focus. He's not the most talented quarterback. He don't have the biggest arm strength. That's the most accurate. But he's the most focused quarterback. And with all that cloud going, with the cloud in his whole life, with the whole divorce, it blurred his vision. Now he got the divorce out the way, clear skies. Now he's focused, so he's winning this division for sure.
Unless Giselle finds a boyfriend.
Oh my God! Hey, AB. I mean, I'm not trying to go out there. If AB keep instigating the situation,
I'm just saying.
He just might. I think it's a consensus. I don't see the Falcons winning the division. It's Brady. Forget about the divorce. I hear that. It's Brady. I just don't see Brady losing his division to the Falcons. I'm sorry. Now when we talk about the Saints, I'm gonna kind of throw a little wrench in that, but I don't think the Falcons have a chance. With Kyle Pitts being out, they don't have any other weapons for real, other than Cordero Patterson, who returned that return yesterday was crazy.
Yeah,
I remember.
Cordero Patterson, it's my guy. My bad.
Crazy, but the Bucs they've gotten healthy for one. Because look, Chris Godwin has played the last 4 or 5 games without being hurt. Mike Evans is still available. Julio Jones has come back, so I don't see them as long as they, even though they haven't done as much this season, as long as they put up 20 points a game, they should be able to win. But I don't see the Falcons winning it. I'm sorry. I don't see they got injuries. They got injuries, and the Bucs are getting healthier. So I don't see him winning.
All right. The Bucks will win the division. That's what we all said. All right. It's a
Yeah.
landslide.
By
All
default.
right, y'all. So we'll go to our next one is Jameis Winston. I'm gonna play the clip. He has, in his interview, he actually mentioned his starting position. So we're gonna play that quick clip real quick. Start in there.
Are you eager to get back? I know that's a dumb question, but obviously, I mean, how eager are you though to get back out there at a good point of health, show people what you can do after all the rehab of last year?
It hurts my soul, and that's all I can say. But no, I lost my job due to injury.
Yeah.
And the policy has always been you don't lose your job because of an injury, and that's what happened.
Well, but I guess what I mean is you don't think it's still due to injury, like it's time for you to come back and they didn't return the job to you is how you see it? Basically?
I don't know how I see it. I just know that I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Right? And when my number is called, I'll be ready.
All right. He said that he lost his position due to injury. All right. I mean, temporarily, right? I'm gonna say that temporarily. All right. In my thoughts, I was like, yeah, you should, and I still think that they should have went back to him once he was healthy, because we already know what we're gonna get from Andy Dalton. I'm sorry, we already know, but right now you can't go back to him. You gotta stick with Andy Dalton. And I don't think he lost his position due to injury because he didn't play good when he played, right? I mean, they weren't a good team, So, but Andy Dalton has been playing okay, and then also they have been hurt also since Andy Dalton been his starting quarterback. Jarvis Landry has been out. Michael Thomas has been out. Kamara, he actually missed the game also, and they played the Vikings. So you gotta look at that situation too. But when they played that first game against the Falcons, they looked terrible the whole game. And then they just made a 4-quarter rally. And then he had one game, I believe, he threw five interceptions to the Buccaneers. Right?
I think that was the game where he got hurt.
Yeah, right. And then the Buccaneers came out and said, we already know what Jay was all about. So they didn't even budge from that. So I do think once he was healthy, they should have played Jameis Winston and gave him a chance at least for a few more games. But right now, they can't go back. It's too late in the season.
I feel the same way. I think it's too late. And I agree. I don't think even if it was because of injury, that's happened in the NFL multiple times. Look at what happened to Alex Smith when Colin Kaepernick was his quarterback. He got hurt. Colin Kaepernick came in, played well. They didn't go back. Brady, when Bledsoe got hurt, Brady came in, played well. They didn't go back. That's just what happens. That's what happens in the NFL. That's what happens in sports. And if you get hurt and your backup comes in and plays well, and wins, unless you're Dak Prescott, you pretty much you can lose your job. So I mean, it's happened multiple times.
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz too. He got hurt in Philly. Jalen Hurts came in, took his job, did it, and then now
I was about to say
he got hurt again. Heineke has come in and they're on a winning streak. So I don't think that's the reason why Jameis is out. I think he's out because Andy Dalton has played better than Jameis has this year. Not a lot better, but just enough to solidify solidify him to be starting for the rest of the season. I wouldn't go back to Jameis, and he may deserve an opportunity, but it's just not going to be this season with the Saints.
So everything you guys said was great, but I feel like I'm gonna be Jameis Winston agent on this one because he shouldn't have lost his job to injury, regardless of what you all were saying about how. I mean, I respect the fact that you say it's too late in the season. However, being a guy who had Andy Dalton as his backup, Jameis deserves a shot. At the end of the day, both quarterbacks played the same. Like Andy Dalton had a game where he literally gave the game away against the Cardinals, where he threw almost 3 or 4 picks, and then he threw 2 of them back to back right before halftime. And one of the games, and the other game that he did win, Taysom Hill turned into Taysom Hill again. He had 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing touchdown. If anything, they should make Taysom Hill the starter. But yeah, Jameis deserves at least 1 game. Give him at least 1 game to prove himself. And with their schedule, the way it's set up, Let me see who they got here. They got the 49ers, Bucks, Falcons, Cleveland, never mind. Keep Andy Dalton in. Never mind. I'm sorry, guys. Keep Andy Dalton in. Jameis, what we gonna do is we just gonna take the film that we had from this season and a little bit of last season, and we gonna find us a new team because New Orleans is not it, man.
He can go to Carolina.
Hey, they'll respect him there.
True, and true. But here's the thing, though. I think this was bad timing for that interview. Andy Dalton just threw 3 TDs, 0 interceptions. They just won. Like, you know, it was just a bad timing for that interview. You know, Andy Dalton looked good last game, but they won. You know, he had a pass rating of 149.6. Like, that was his best game of the year for real.
Okay.
And he came out and then said that, those comments. I just thought it was bad. Now, if you'd have said this last week against Pittsburgh, then yeah, we would have some.
See what happened there? Did you see the cornrows? When he took the do-rag off, he said, look, last week I ain't had my hair done. This week I'm looking good. I'm about to go viral. I don't care what he did on the field. Do y'all see me right now?
It's funny because he did take that do-rag off in the middle of the interview. All right. So that's one quarterback we got right there, Jameis Winston. Now I go to a different quarterback, Zach Wilson. All right. Ooh. Now we gotta play his clip. This clip is you gotta play this clip. Let's play this real quick, y'all. We're gonna get into it.
As an offense, though, I mean, when you guys are only able to score 3 points, the defense only lets up 3 points. I mean, do you feel like you let the defense down at all?
No. Oh man. Zero.
All right,
man.
All right, Dave, on you. Go ahead.
This is crazy.
Let's just like it's zero accountability. How can you be the quarterback of a franchise and say that you're not the reason why the team failed when you clearly had a terrible game? Clearly, you only put up 3 points. That's all you could muster, Zach Wilson. 3 points. Come on, man. Take accountability, young man. I mean, that's all I can tell you. If you want to keep a job in the NFL, have an opportunity, be a leader and take accountability when you know you play bad. You played terrible yesterday. You've been playing bad just about all year long. Your team has been winning despite you. So take accountability. That defense played bonkers yesterday, and you did nothing to help them out. So, yes, it was clearly your fault, and I'll be happy if you get benched for Joe Flacco.
Man, in elementary school, right, I was in the debate team, right? So, you got to do pros and cons. And with this one, I can't even help this man. He just flat out said no. Like, he didn't even think about the question. Like, he had time to be like take a breath. As soon as the reporter said, do you think it's your fault? No. Like, no. What do you mean no? Who takes the snaps? It was 3-3 the entire game. The Patriots, that press conference was so bad that it made the Patriots look good. Like, we should be talking about that block in the back. Like, they look terrible too. Yeah. As a team. Like, that is just crazy. I don't get it, man. 8-12 as a starter in your career, and it's the Jets. That defense has been playing too good and looks too promising for them to have to play against 2 people on Sunday. The other team's quarterback and their own quarterback. Like, that's just sad. And then the coach comes out and says, oh, no, we're still going to stick with Zach.
Yeah.
What?
I like Robert Sarr, too.
What?
I do, too, man. Don't commit to him, Robert. I'm telling you, if you want to keep your if you want to keep your job, don't keep him there. I'm telling you, you got a better chance with Joe Flacco.
Exactly.
So I hated that comment. If I was his teammate, like, first of all, he's, like David said, no accountability right there as a leader of the team. Then he felt like he looked like why would you ask me that question? I mean, why wouldn't I ask you that question? What's wrong with you? Right.
He thought he was Iverson.
Yeah, he's looking like nope. And then he like a little kid up. He's like a little boy. He really does. He like a little boy who doesn't want it, no pressure on him. He looked like he's from elementary. I thought it was an elementary kid up there on the podium for a second. All right, like he just looked like a kid. So no accountability. He's not addressing no problems, right? And as a quarterback, you got even if you play well, you want to not you don't want to say your whole defense is bad, but you play well. You always say I gotta play better as a leader of the team, no matter the situation. You got players in the NBA who be dropping 50, they lose. I gotta play better. Like this dude had 77 yards. Come on now. I think they had like 5 yards in the second half, something crazy like that. All right. Your defense gives up 3 points and you lose a game because of a walk-off kick a punt return. Like really, we can at least get a field goal. They make it 6-3, right? And then he's missing people wide open. If I was a receiver on that team, man, like watching that interview, if I saw that interview before he came in the locker room, it's a problem. I'm sorry, it's gonna be a problem. I'm gonna address the head coach, but I'm letting you know right now, I'm gonna have a talk with Zach Wilson. All right, then the coach gonna have to be like, nah, I got it, or you can go ahead and do it. I'm gonna have a hard talk with him. And then if I was a coach, you got one more chance, buddy. You got one more chance. I'm gonna throw you out there. And if you still not taking accountability, we're not worried about your play. All right, we feel as though you're a young talent. You're gonna get better. We dragged you at number 2 for a reason. But if you're not gonna take accountability, we're gonna throw Joe Flacco in here because we got a defense that we believe we could win the playoffs with. All right, Joe Flacco, Super Bowl quarterback. Wilson's averaging under 200 yards a game while he's averaging 300 yards a game. So at least he's putting the ball in the air and getting us down the field. All right. And if people don't realize in football, if you don't score, at least change the field. All right. Put the pin them down. But the Jets are not even doing that. Like they can't move the ball. So nothing's good coming out of him. Every game they've lost with him is because of him. All right. So if I was him, I would throw him out there one more time because if they would have won that game, y'all, they would have been first in the division. But now they lost that game, they last in the division. Ain't that crazy?
It's crazy, but also no. If I'm on that team and I heard what you just said about we're gonna give them one more game, I promise you I'm not suiting up that day. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. I think what's his name? Garrett Wilson.
Wilson, yeah.
He came out and was like, we played like trash. Like what? We can't do that. Nah. If I'm at practice and you know how you're doing the stretches with your hamstrings, I promise you, if I overhear coach say, yeah, we're gonna give Zach one more time, I'm gonna be like, Zach who? Zach Morris? Because Zach Wilson is not coming out here. Nah.
Yeah. See, like I would throw him in there to start, and then if he's playing terrible, you bench that man. You take him out.
Nah, what my man say? You can't win with him. Can't coach him. Can't do it.
But Robert Sarr disappointing me, man. Disappointing me. Man. All right, let's get it. All right, so let's go to our next topic. Let's talk to some teams that's actually in the they are in the Jets are in the playoff picture. All right, but let's talk about these teams. I'm not even. I won't gonna say who quarterback's not holding them back, but Daniel Jones. I mean, God, and Tennessee got times. God. All right, so the Giants and the Commanders. The Giants lost to the Lions, blown out at home. Now they're 7-3. Then you have the Commanders. They've won 4 out of the last 6 games. Right now, the Commanders are 6-5, y'all, and they're going under the radar outside that Philly game. So, and Tom, you gonna kick this one off? Will they both make the playoffs? Will one make the playoffs? None make the playoffs? Talk to us.
Man, I would love for the NFC East as a whole to shake the whole NFL up and make the playoffs.
The first team,
but there's
first division.
There's another team in you guys' way, and that's David's team. 49ers. They're on your line, man. Like, you all got to keep winning, and they have to at least lose a game or two for this dream to come true. Or you all keep winning, and the Giants keep losing, and you don't even got to worry about it. Then you all will make it. So do I see one of you guys making it? Yes. Right now, it's looking like the Commanders are going to take the 3rd spot in the division. Because of what happened to the Giants, they took a lot of L's this week on, like as far as injuries. Like their number 1 receiver went down. Maybe Odell will sign, and that'll help them propel back up. But then I think their cornerback got hurt too. Their number 1 cornerback got hurt, and then you got to think of the slate of receivers that got to go up against. Like they got to play Dallas in 2 days. Like, come on now, we just dropped 40 on somebody. We ready. So would I love for it to happen? Yes. But do I see it happening? Nah. And my vote is I say the Commanders make it over the Giants, even though they had a great start to the season. But you all have the momentum right now.
You know, it's crazy. That's not new though. We always start off slow. Always
like extremely slow. Extremely slow.
Always.
It take a division win for y'all to pick it up. I hate that it happens that way.
It was a division, the top team in a division.
Man.
Yeah, you know.
Things.
So the Giants, the L holding up for that division win you talking about. But anyways, the Giants, right? They got a tough schedule ahead of them. First of all, the Giants has been flawed to me, frauds this whole year. I never was so on the Giants. Just like the Vikings, and I just put my ticket in for the Vikings, and then they just made me look stupid yesterday. All right, but we want to talk about the Giants. I've never been sold in this team. Never. I know they beat the Ravens. I mean, the Ravens, in the early Ravens, we know who they were. They'll let you they'll get the lead in the first half and let you win in the second half. I mean, they beat Green Bay. A lot of people thought it was a good win at the time, but come on now, look at them now, right? The good teams that still remain, they beat Tennessee first game of the season, but that's the first game of the season. They lost to Seattle handily, 27-13, but you watch that game, it was no contest. They were never close to winning that game.
That's a fact.
Right? They beat Houston by 8 points, right? That was a close game the whole game, right? And you saw what we just did at Houston.
Come on now. Y'all was body slamming people.
There it is. But here's the thing. Look at their schedule, y'all. They play Dallas. They play us, the Eagles, us, Minnesota, Jeff Saturday and the Colts, and the Eagles again.
That's a brutal schedule.
Like, come on, bro.
They got a chance of winning maybe 1 or 2 games. Maybe.
Now, one thing I could say.
They could steal Thursday.
The Giants control their destiny. If they win out, they can win the division. But come on now, that's going to happen. All right? So I don't think that they're going to make the playoffs. I didn't pick them before the year. I never felt like they were going to make the playoffs. This happens every year. Teams look good in the first half of the season. Second half comes, and it's like, all right, true colors comes out. But then you look at our schedule, right? The Commanders. We play the Falcons, right? The Giants twice. So that's where we benefit. We actually benefit more for playing the Giants twice versus the Giants playing us twice because we're behind. We got a chance to play catch up by playing them twice. We play y'all, the 49ers. I got you. We play the Browns before Deshaun comes back. And we play Dallas. All right. No, we play the Browns with Deshaun Watson. And we play Dallas. So our schedule is not a piece of cake either. But I'd rather have our schedule than the Giants schedule. All right. So they play the Eagles twice.
And you got the tiebreaker too. Because I'm telling you, it's the 49ers that's gonna holds the key for the NFC East.
Yeah, I think I got them still winning the division, believe it or not. The 49ers over the Seahawks. All right. Okay. So Seahawks might still make the playoffs as a wild card, but I think the Giants gonna fall out. Okay. The Giants might win 8 or 9 games for real. Like I got them winning 1 or 2 more games the rest of the year. All right. So all right, Wentz having PTSD. All right. So now the Commanders, I'm excited about us. I know we named Tyler Heineke as a permanent starter, and I like what Ron Rivera said. He said because of winning, and also Wentz. I mean, he just starting. Like I said, we always start slow. You see how our defense looked with Wentz versus now, right? Like our defense always does this, man. We always start bad, but Wentz. See, one thing about Taylor Heineke, what he does that Wentz don't do is give Terry McLaurin, your best receiver, a chance, right?
That is true.
But once a game, at least once a game, he gonna make a throw. You have to close your eyes. At least once a game. He made one to Texas, but he dropped it. I'm not sure you guys saw that. All right, he tried to throw it at Terry McLaurin. He overthrew him and cuz realized just dropped it. All right. So then once that happened, I said, "Woo, we got that out the way." Exactly why I tweeted. I said, "We got that out the way, so we good for the rest of the game." All right. So, but our defense is coming along. I do think we have a better team all around than the Giants. I think we're better than the Giants. I'm never a believer of Daniel Jones. Right. This is not only King Henry is probably the only running back that can carry a team to the playoffs. Right. One thing about Tannehill, he doesn't turn the ball over like Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones. And yesterday, he threw 2 picks, right? He was turning the ball over. So in the first half of the season, yeah, he wasn't turning the ball over. That's why they were winning. You get carried by a running back if you don't put ball in harm's way, and that's what Tannehill doesn't do for real, right? He actually plays smart. He's not a gunslinger like Mahomes, or he's the elite quarterback. So I'm gonna say Giants, no. Commanders, in.
This actually wasn't that easy for me. Because of what you just mentioned at the end about Daniel Jones. Other than yesterday, he hasn't turned the ball over since week 3. So I'm not saying that he's consistent, but he's played okay for them to be where they are right now. Now, do I believe that's going to continue? No. But the more I thought about it, I feel like it was pretty even, but I feel like I have more trust in the Commanders than the Giants. I definitely feel like Heineke has the momentum. He has that offense just looks different now.
Yes.
They're really rallying under him. The defense is rallying under him. Look at Terry McLaurin. Terry McLaurin looks like a top 10 wide receiver like he is. He's been balling out, man. I mean, I don't know what else you can really say about him, but I just believe the Commanders more. Even though that I feel like they got a tough schedule too. Of course, having to play the Browns, but I'm still more so. What have you done for me lately? So I want to see how well Deshaun Watson plays when he comes back before I can say that that's a tough game for them, because he's been out of the league for 2 years. His first game is going to be week 13. It's late in the season. His team hasn't, they've kind of sort of been afloat, but not really. So I don't know, but I feel like the Giants, they may only win 1 or 2 games, like Joe said. They may be able to beat the Colts. That's the only game I think that they have a really good chance of winning, and maybe winning one of the games against the Commanders. But I don't know. I feel like the Commanders got a better chance.
Sweet.
As far as that Cleveland game, I mean, Jacoby Brissett can just throw it up to Amari Cooper. I say that with so much pain in my heart, because I watch these Browns games and I'm just like, that's supposed to be us. But
nice.
That's all watching gotta do. Literally just stick to the game plan. If Amari Cooper open, throw him the ball or hand it to Chubb or Kareem Hunt. So it'll be a tough fight for the Commanders. I'm not gonna say like they're gonna just flat out do what they did yesterday, because I didn't expect them to like do what they did yesterday. I thought it was gonna be closer than that.
I don't think anybody expected that yesterday.
How can the Texans give the Eagles a fight and then the Commanders go out there and just hand them their field,
7 yards in the first half, I think.
So I don't know. It's any given Sunday for real.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I kind of like out of all the games this year, this is the one game I was like, I ain't even worried about that game for real. I'm gonna just watch everybody else. Like I kind of knew we was gonna win this game because we just beat the Eagles, and then we're not gonna, we just beat the Eagles. Ron Rivera was preaching all week like, let's not look over this team. This is my former coach. He kept saying that, so I feel like we were prepared for them, and then we just a better team. And David Mills without D-line, come on now, really?
And that's how the tide is turning in DC too, because this usually be the game y'all lose. Y'all win the big game
Facts.
and then lose this game. So
and also and then I know they have a good rushing attack. We have a good rush defense, so I wasn't really worried about them for real. You shut that pair stuff down.
Yeah, you did. But I want to say this because it was brought up before after y'all beat the Eagles. And the Eagles had some trouble yesterday with the Colts.
Again.
Remember when the Steelers went 11-0, played Washington, and they got exposed. There's a big chance that the Eagles might not play the same the rest of the year. Now, we got somebody in the chat that's saying that it's because Dallas Goedert is out. Now, Dallas Goedert is an important player, but he ain't the centerpiece of the offense.
Hold on, David.
This is a great segue. That was a great segue. That was great.
Hey, you can continue, but did the league throw the Eagles?
I definitely feel like the league has pretty much gotten to where, like, okay, we now know how we need to play them. Stop them from being able to run the ball and force them to throw. Not saying that Jalen can't throw the ball. That's not what I'm saying at all. But he's not the quarterback that you want to have in the shotgun and throwing the ball all game long. That's not his specialty. He's able to play off a play action, and he's able to run the ball himself. And he plays better when Miles Sanders is involved in the game. If not involved in the game, you have a good chance of beating the Eagles. And as long as you have a good run offense, you have a good chance of beating them as well. Even though they got Sue and Levi Jovis that played yesterday, they still gave us some big runs yesterday. So that's something to be cautious about. Jonathan Taylor still pretty much ran his game like he usually does. So if the Colts have a better quarterback, I think they win that game against the Eagles. That's just my opinion.
And some receivers that can catch the ball.
Yeah.
Man.
So like me, right? So the Eagles, now the league figured out the Eagles. I think the league kind of already figured it out before we stole it from the Texans. You feel me? Like, but the Eagles have a weak spot. That's what the league know. They have a weak spot. Now, the Eagles did a good job, though, in the second half on Jonathan Taylor. All right? He only had 84 yards and 26 carries. But the Eagles, I don't know, man. We were talking about the Cowboys next, but the Eagles look like the old Kellen Moore, I should say. The old Kellen Moore, man. You know, like Miles Sanders had, after losing to us and not giving the ball to Miles Sanders, their coach came out and said, we need to go back to what we were doing when we were 8-0. All right? Okay. I'm thinking, okay, they're going to run the ball. In the first half, Miles Sanders had 5 carries, and Hurst had 7. Hurst had more carries than Miles Sanders. And then I look at when the game was over, Miles Sanders had 13 carries. You know, I feel like you're a running team. Run the ball. And this is the second week in a row, A.J. Brown let his QB down. I guess his ankle still hurt, or he still pulled something. I guess he's still injured from the Commanders game. I mean, I don't know. That's what they were saying last week because what did he do yesterday? He had 5 catches, 60 yards, but he did fumble a key fumble right after they turned the ball over. You know, so Jalen Hurts said, you know what, AJ, you don't want to show up today? I'm gonna put the ball in my hand. So I will get the Eagles credit for beating a team when they're not playing their best. That's what great teams do. Great teams, you're gonna have good games, you're gonna have bad games, but they're between a good and bad team. The good teams actually win those games. They're not playing good in it. Kind of similar to how the Kings beat Detroit last night. It's neither here nor there. But I would say that it's a shot for Carr, by the way. So they won, and Jalen Hurts put the team on his back. He really did. Well, should I say, he put a leg on his back and he ran. That's what he did, right? Because he definitely didn't throw him to victory. He did throw that touchdown, but he basically ran us to the victory. But Jeff Saturday, man, I mean, you did good, but I mean, I knew he was gonna run the ball up the middle. Like, come on now, when you in shotgun, you gotta run the quarterback. Do not open, watch the middle. If his middle is open, he's gonna take on in the red zone. I mean, the goal line is going to take off if it's wide open. But that was a design run. But they definitely wasn't prepared for that, and that was a good play call. But like you said, David, if they had another quarterback other than Matt Ryan, I believe that they would have won that game because Matt Ryan is not mobile enough for that pass rush. Because they didn't even sack Matt Ryan a lot. You know, this supposed to be, you know, they sacked him 4 times, but a lot of it came on that last drive, or that last 2 drives.
Because you know that's what Pop do. He only show up when the game is done. And fall on the quarterback.
He always get that game selling sack.
Yeah.
Just like he had the game selling penalty against the Commanders.
Yes.
It was the same way. It literally was the same way. I was like, look at him falling on the quarterback again.
Yeah, they had him 4 times, but Matt Ryan had 213 yards. But they had some drops though, man. I was like some key 3rd down drops. I'm like, dang, I mean, they started out in the middle of the game. Huh?
Isn't Michael Pittman their best receiver?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
6 receptions. He has 6 receptions, 7 targets. You know, 75 yards.
They need to give him some. They needed some more weapons in Indy.
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah, Pierce 8 targets, 3 receptions. I don't know what's going right there, but yeah. So, all right, Tomo.
I mean, we talked about this on the last episode when I said had the Eagles got their wings clipped. I'm not really gonna say the league figured them out because, like you said, the league figured them out after week 2. It was just the fact that they was coming out and punching people in the face before they could know that they was in a fight. You know, it's like the old go-go method. You know, if you see somebody standing next to you, you got to watch them because they might just sneak you. And that's what the Eagles was doing. They was knocking people out in the go-go's. And then everybody was like, all right, so when they come in here, watch them. And the commander said, y'all come in here with that bull stuff. We're going to show y'all what we mean.
Exactly.
And y'all punch them first. It was like, you know what? We're not even going to wait all night for them to get rowdy. We just going to punch them and we're going to keep fighting until it's over. Jeff Saturday literally took the Texans and you all's method. However, they got the 2 new big guys up front. They still got to get in football shape. But, hey, a refrigerator is a refrigerator. And if you sometimes you just can't move a refrigerator after like 4 or 5 plays. And that's what happened. They was like, we're going to stop the run. And we just going to buckle down and put the ball in our best player hands today, which was Hurts. I'm happy for him because this was the game that he needed. He needed this game to show people that he can go out there and win the game when everything around him is falling apart. That's good, too. Another thing I want to add to what I was saying earlier about the league figuring them out, that Dallas game, when we played against them, and they were whooping us like 20-something to nothing before halftime. That second half, all we did was just run the ball. And it showed you that that's the method. And then people started to build on it. Dallas Goedert, if Dallas Goedert is the centerpiece of this offense, then Howie Roseman needs to lose his job. And I'm saying that to Kevin, straight like that. Like, your tight end should not have to be the centerpiece when you went out and got AJ Brown. No. Let's do this. You got Strong Hulk, you got Fast Hulk, you got Slim Hulk. I mean, not Hulk, Batman. My bad. See, look, I'm on some other stuff. These Batmans that you have, they need to show up.
Facts.
Or maybe it's like that Batman movie when Bane took over and they knocked out the bat signal and you can't find them nowhere. So I say all that to say this. Hurts, I'm proud of you, man. You had a good game. The league has figured the Eagles out. And also run the ball.
Hey, get your shirt.
Run the ball.
Well,
if that's your thing, just run it.
I agree with you though with the Goddard situation. If Goddard is a big piece that you missed and you look totally different, y'all are vulnerable. Because one thing about the Eagles, they've been blessed all year to have no injuries for real, no major injuries. Jordan Davis was a first injury for real. Cowboys been hurt, the Commanders been hurt, the Giants been hurt, Eagles been flying high with no injuries. Jordan Davis goes out, big hole in the defense.
Yeah.
Goddard goes out, big hole in the offense. Like, what's going on? The Cowboys and Washington lost their quarterbacks. All right. The Giants lost they first round draft pick D lineman. You know, so we all had key pieces that was gone. Our tight end, he's been in and out of the lineup all year. Our tight end. You know, we just lost J.D. McKissick for the whole year. So my whole thing is injuries is part of football. And like you said, if Goddard is this big of a difference in his team, Howie Roseman, you got to do something with that offense. Because y'all supposed got the best offensive line. And I mean, that's what the Eagles fans tell me. The best offensive line. They got the best receiving core in the division, right? They got the best running backs in the division. That's what they say, right? And possibly the best quarterback, right? Wait, second best quarterback. But yet you're a tight end. It's a centerpiece in your whole offense. Come on, y'all scored 16 points on the Colts. 17. All right, so
a reeling Colts team
with a guy who's a TV analyst coaching that team.
Exactly.
All right?
So you should already know his game plan. Just go back and watch old shows when he talked about y'all.
Exactly. Facts. Now you go to my cheat code. That's a cheat code right there.
Just go back. What did he think about us this week? And you just watch it. Like, he gonna try that.
All right, y'all. Now let's go to this last topic. The Cowboys destroyed the Minnesota Vikings. Destroyed them. I mean, by the time I'm chilling. By the time halftime was over, I was like, should I even watch this game? I could be doing something productive right now. Like, come on.
CBS cut it off.
All right. But I'm gonna watch it. You know, I'm gonna see what's going on. Maybe they can make a comeback. You never know. Then first, as soon as third quarter started, I'm all right. I'm turning this on. All right, Tom, we're gonna keep this all with you. This is your Cowboys. Your Cowboys came out with some vengeance after losing to the Packers. They said, you know what? We had to beat up. We lost to one division guy. We're gonna go to the same division and whoop on the other guy. All right. So talk to me.
You know, sometimes people leave their old teams and go to new places and become new people. You know, new places, new faces, same ghost. Kirk Cousins, you cannot escape the Dallas Cowboys or the Eagles in the NFC East, buddy. It's just not gonna happen. The Commanders almost beat them. Like, it's not happening. All that on the plane with the 6 chains, you're done, son. The Cowboys took that L in Green Bay. I'm proud. Hold on. Look, I got so much to say. I don't even know what to say. I'm just proud that this team bounced back from that. You know what I mean? Like, they normally would go out there and have a close game. Like, this game should have been 10-7. Like, that's the old Cowboys team. But we got a young pup in the locker room that's like, look, bro, I'm not with that old stuff no more. We're going to go out here and show this team that we can stop the run and we're going to make things happen. That's exactly what they did. They executed one of the greatest game plans I've ever seen by Kellen Moore. I've seen the Cowboys play that good, but I've never seen them execute a game to that magnitude, to the point where as though Dak looked like a top 5 quarterback. That offense, yesterday he did. Yesterday. I'm just saying yesterday. That offense looked like that same offense from last year where they were just putting up numbers on everybody, where everything looked like it was clicking. Gallup was snatching passes out the air. CD was running routes like he meant it. and Zeke even got 2 touchdowns. Like it was just so magical. Like I don't even know I don't know where to start. I don't know where to begin. But I will say this though, I'm not buying none of it. Yesterday was great, but I'm not buying none of that because they done this to me before. They go out there and they whoop on a team, and then the next week shows around, and you're just like, "What is this? What is this? Who is this?" But shout out to my boy though. My boy did one great job. It's gone. Oh, there you go. It don't matter. It don't matter. I don't know who Jefferson is. No gritties. No gritties happening over here. We're gonna add another kid to the daycare. We got McLaurin, we got Chase, we got Jefferson, we got AJ. Who's next?
Okay. Let's go. I go with David. Talk to
us. I'm buying it at a discount.
Make sure you keep the gift receipt.
Oh, I got it. Trust me. I got it on my phone. I got the other receipt. Trust me. I'll make sure I got emailed to me. But I'm buying it at a discount. Reason why I'm buying it at a discount because it's Kirk Cousins. Cowboys pretty much own Kirk Cousins. Mm-hmm. I mean, his whole career he hasn't played well against them. Dak has beaten him almost every head-to-head battle. So I mean, I can't really trust Kirk Cousins when it comes to that. And Joe had alluded to this last week on the show when he said that he don't believe in the Vikings because they've been playing bad teams. They play a good team. The 2 good teams they played, well, it's 3. But the 2 good teams they played, they've lost terribly to. The Eagles and the Cowboys. They got blown out. Now, Josh Allen is the reason why the Bills lost that game against the Vikings. And Justin Jefferson had made a magnificent catch, probably the greatest catch of all time. But other than that, what has Kirk Cousins really done for you lately? Like I said, when we mentioned it, when we asked if he should be in the MVP conversation, you said, yeah, should he be in the MVP conversation? And that's it. So I'm buying it at a discount because of the discount is because it's Kirk Cousins, but I'm buying it because that defense is real. I mean, we've been saying this all year. That Cowboys defense is real, and Dak is back. He looks better. I'm going to wait until next week to really buy it. Honestly, that's why I say I'm buying it at a discount. It'll be full price next week if they play the same way next week. But it's at a discount right now. I'm buying it at 75% off. Right.
All right, I'm definitely
be real with the people. Come on now,
be real with the people. All right, I'm gonna be real. All right. I'm not buying it, Tombo. I'm sorry.
I'm not
buying it. Yeah, y'all realize the NFL, man, this is the most overreacting business in the world. 1 week, everybody's calling you a bad team. The next week, you're a Super Bowl contender. All right. Last week, the Cowboys, everybody like, man, I mean, can they challenge the Eagles? I mean, can they do this? All right. The Vikings, man, they beat the Bills. They are Super Bowl contenders. Those same 2 teams play this week. Now the spectrum has changed. Like the Cowboys, man, they're like the favorites, man. They look crazy, man. They can win the Super Bowl. The Vikings, I don't know, man. I don't know about the Vikings. So I'm not going to overreact. First of all, Kirk Cousins, I actually picked y'all to win this game. I knew y'all would win this game. Kirk Cousins is 2-9 against y'all. All right. In the Vikings jersey, Redskins jersey, Washington football team jersey, any jersey he got on, he's 2-9 against the Cowboys. He lost no matter who the quarterback is, if it's Cooper Rush, if it's Dak Prescott. He is 2-9 against the Cowboys. All right. And watching that game, this is what happened. All right. 2 things happened that just killed the momentum of the whole Vikings. Number 1, TJ Hawkinson dropped a touchdown pass in that first drive. That killed it. Nah, that was a drop. The second one was a good defense, I would say, but that was a drop. And when Dak Prescott escaped from that sack, how? That was like, how do you not sack him? And then that ended up turning into points. And Vikings get another stop, and then you get a touchdown, 20-3, just like that. And they abandoned the run after that. Dalvin Cook averaged 6.6, basically 6.5 yards per carry. Yeah. But they abandoned the run because they went up so much. One thing I could say about the Cowboys, they are the biggest front runners in the NFL.
Call it Steph Curry.
Hey, Steph is a front runner. They're the biggest front runners. They can get a big lead, they gonna push it, and they gonna look so good. That's how the Cowboys are. I'll never forget I played the Falcons last year.
Like
Yeah,
a
blew them
Ferrari.
out. And I was like, oh my gosh. And everybody was hyping them up. They say that the world is better when the Cowboys are winning, I guess, right? So, but I gotta give the Cowboys credit. Kellen Moore finally listened to Tombo all these years, right? He led with the run and then went with the pass. I feel like every drive, y'all first down, y'all ran, second down, y'all ran. If it was third down, y'all would throw the ball. That's what you gotta do. But y'all would have manageable third downs. And it was one drive when y'all caught a penalty, it was like 2nd and 17, and he ran the ball. I was like, what? He ran the ball.
That was Worm. Worm called that play.
My bad, Donnell. My man Donnell
Yeah.
and Tombo, Cowboys, they say you gotta run the ball, all right? Run the ball. You gotta get a shot of that. That's a good thing you got going on, Tombo. So I would say that because that can be successful, right? If he's behind the rush. Like if the rush is being led, that really can be successful. We saw that early in his career. It's just only problems when you lead with the pass and then you try to bring in the rush. Now, Tony Pollard, listen, I'm gonna say this, Tomo. He's your best skill player.
Yep.
Bruh.
He's your best skill player. All right. When y'all lose, he doesn't play good. Right? When the defense focuses in on Tony Pollard, y'all actually lose y'all games. But the games, every game y'all blow, like I had a good lead on somebody, he had a great game.
Yeah.
He had a good game. Chicago, the Lions, like he has a good game when y'all have good leads. So Tony Pollard is a weapon, but both of them touchdowns he wasn't touched. But hey, that second one was a good pass. The first one was just I don't know what the Vikings doing right there, right? So I'm gonna give y'all props because y'all won the game and y'all won it handily. But the Vikings are. Listen, y'all. Last week I said they're contenders only because they will be in the playoffs because of their division. That's why I think they're contenders. Once you're in the dance in the NFL, anybody's a contender. But as far as the top team, no, man. Listen, they are 8-2, and their point differential is -2. How? If you're 8-2,
they still in games, man. They still in games.
And then look, like you said, they play the Bills. That would have been a blowout if Josh Allen didn't throw that pick in the end zone. A bad. They were up 27-13, I think.
It was a pick and a fumble, right?
Two picks and a fumble. So they really got blessed by Buffalo. Buffalo, like, you know what, man? We never lost 2 games in a row in a while, so we're gonna just get out this game. All right, we need to lose 2 games right now. That's what they did. They just gave them that game. So I'm gonna say I'm not buying the Cowboys right now, but they are a good team. I will say that they are a good team.
That's all we asked for, man. That's all we asked for. And I want to say one more thing. Tony Pollard is a beast, man. They got to pay that man. Like,
yeah.
I don't want to get rid of Zeke because the 1-2 punch, it's like it's perfect because it was that one goal line play where Tony Pollard kept trying to get over the hurdle. And they was like, no, bro, you're not doing it. They said Zeke come in and he pushed the whole pile and scored a touchdown. Well, it's just little things like that. But he making too much money for him to be a fullback.
Hey, real quick, these Ravens fans are getting.
I was gonna say something about that, man.
All right,
the Ravens look good.
The reason why we didn't put the Ravens in the show is because y'all play the Panthers, so like we kind of expect y'all to win. I understand we play the Texans, right? But the Giants lost and the Commanders won, so it's kind of like, all right, is it about to be a seesaw? It's, the tides are changing. Now next week, Ty and Carl. We got the Ravens on here for sure. All right, so y'all get some Ravens love. All right, so hey, make sure y'all like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel. In this show, you can go back and watch it again. So share with somebody that you know. The 49ers are playing in an hour and 13 minutes. All right, so my math is good. Hour and 13 minutes. All right. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you for using the comment section. Y'all been live in the comment sections. Tony Pollard and my fantasy.
Great draft pick.
Right?
Great draft pick.
Great draft pick. All right. So look, we're gonna get some last words. Hate us because they ain't us. All right. Lamar don't want to know if you want to play football or football. All right. Tell him to make his mind up. Kicking the football like it's a soccer ball. All right. So look, let's do this last word stuff. We're gonna start with you, David. Give us some last words before we roll out.
All I'm saying is 49ers get a W tonight. That's it. Just get a W tonight. That's all I need.
All right.
Hey, acceptance, accountability, and affirmation. And I'm saying that to Zach Wilson, man. There you go.
Like the beam.
I knew it, bro. You got too quiet.
Like the beam, baby.
You got too quiet.
Of course.
Like the beam. 6-game winning streak. First time since 2005. We are on the road. We going to Memphis. We going to Atlanta, and we going to Boston. Hey, Boston, you have to see me Friday. I'm coming to a arena near you. Boston. I'll be there.
Hey, you got to post a clip, not on here, but on your Twitter. The one I sent you from the show when they was like, forget Boston.
Who's that?
Oh, from the show, what is it? Showtime on HBO.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that video ain't.
Oh yeah, the Lakers.
Yeah,
that video ain't for the show. All right.
No. For personal use only.
It's funny because they were all smiling. Like why he was saying it. Like, all right, cool.
One more thing before we go. That kind of felt like what the Kings are right now. It was like a bunch of youngins just coming together with a young coach. There you go.
Let's go. 6-game winning streak. We gotta make it a 9 though in this road trip. All right, let's get it. All right, y'all. That's all we got for y'all today, and we'll see y'all next episode. Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all at the next episode.